The German mathematician Kronecker was apparently quoted as saying, God made the integers and man made all else. So what in the world was he talking about? Well, we think we know what the integers are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the invention is to add 0, which is not an integer, and to add -1, -2, -3. So we have starting at minus infinity and going to plus infinity with the integers. But wait, we're not done. We can take ratios of the integers, an integer over an integer. Those are called rational numbers. Rational numbers. And if we looked at things, we think, well, we could, really crunch in a lot of rational numbers. But if you actually look at how many rational numbers there are, say between 0 and 1, and you say between 0 and 1, can the rational numbers fill up that entire space? Well, it can fill up the space, but the harder you look at it, the more you realize that there's still so many holes in it that it'll never fill up the space. And that leads us to what are called real numbers. So a real number is just an arbitrary decimal number if we're using base 10. And that takes us to something that can fill up all the holes that the rationals can't fill. We also have something called the p-adic numbers, the prime-adic numbers. And these are related to the rationals. They complement the rationals and fill them out in an interesting way, but we're not going to go into that here. So that takes care of what we're talking about in basically one dimension. Now we go to complex numbers where we have a real and imaginary part. This suggests that we actually have two real dimensions, but it's actually only one complex dimension. And having said that, everything we just said about having rationals, reals, p-adics, etc. Applies. And so there we go with a, if you will, short summary of all the different sorts of numbers there are. And Kronecker was indeed right. God made the integers and man made everything else.